is just heartbreaking when the reality finally hits.
Oh, what have I done?
It was dangerous when we started, it's more dangerous now.
So, any man? Ever since he has married Robyn, he has wanted nobody else. Where are you?
Maybe I did the wrong thing.
Oh, the irony of Kody asking Robyn if she's ready to live monogamously, as if that hasn't been the case since the moment they got married. Let's face it, he only ever wanted one wife, but he kept the others around for convenience and, of course, the financial perks. Classic greed. It's a twisted game, and honestly, he deserves every bit of the fallout. Go get him, ladies! Sure, people love to blame Robyn for breaking the family, and that's partially true. She didn't really embrace the whole plural marriage lifestyle, fair point. But at the end of the day, it was Kody's job to manage his relationships with all 4 wives fairly. Spoiler alert, he didn't. Instead, Robyn just went along with his favoritism, basking in the extra attention, while the other wives got the short end of the stick. The reality is, both Kody and Robyn were delusional to think this arrangement could work forever. They treated the original 3 wives as pawns, knowingly or not, though let's be real, narcissists rarely recognize their own flaws, so unknowingly might be giving them too much credit. It took Christine leaving to snap Janelle out of it, while Meri clung on longer, probably never fully seeing the truth. Her eventual departure, a mutual decision, but let's not pretend it was anything profound. Now Kody and Robyn are left to face reality. Their manipulation game is over. Without the others to exploit, they're finally realizing their house of cards has crumbled. And honestly, the only one with any real common sense in all this mess is Janelle. Meanwhile, Kody and Robyn are weeping about their situation. Christine's busy with her over-the-top PDA, and Meri's still stuck in her awkward giggles. It's painfully clear this show has run its course. In the end, Kody, this isn't about polygamy failing you. You failed your family. You and Robyn love each other. Fine. You only want to be with her. Fine. But you could have handled it differently, without neglecting everyone else. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Oh, so now Robyn's whining about how she's the one dealing with all of Kody's anger over the other wives leaving. The irony is rich. This is exactly what she wanted all along. And let's not forget, Kody's not angry because his family fell apart. He's mad because the cash flow isn't what it used to be. No wives, no TLC paycheck. Poor guy. Honestly, trying to keep 4 wives happy equally, that was never going to happen. There aren't enough hours in the day, let alone the emotional bandwidth, to pull that off. Coronavirus was just the perfect excuse for Kody to cozy up with his favorite wife and focus on her kids while ignoring everyone else. Let's be real, he should never have started 4 families and had all those kids if he couldn't actually show up for them. And the wives, they're not blameless either. They went along with it, and the kids were the ones who really lost out, getting a part-time dad at best, if even that. As for Meri, sometimes I wish her friends would stage an intervention. Seriously, that woman needs a reality check yesterday. Kody plays her like a fiddle, stringing her along just enough to keep her emotionally hooked because he knows she'll let him get away with it every single time. Did anyone else catch Meri subtly but brilliantly applying the gray rock technique during Robyn's farewell? It was pure gold. Meri gave Robyn absolutely nothing, no emotional response, no fuel for her theatrics. She wouldn't even open the present. Robyn had to awkwardly do it for her. Talk about a power move. Meri's dry, emotionless vibe. That's the work of someone who has learned boundaries. She's done with the drama and isn't playing into Robyn's pity party. The best part was when Meri said, paraphrasing here, "It's about me today," as Robyn was leaving all teary-eyed and Kody predictably looked ready to swoop in and rescue her. Meri saw right through the act. Robyn wasn't there for Meri. She was there to steal the show, as usual. And Meri calling it out, chef's kiss, when she casually reminded Robyn, "We have phones." It was the ultimate mic drop. It was like she was saying, if you really cared, you'd have made an effort before now. And she's right. Robyn barely spoke to Meri for years, never let her see the kids, and then shows up for the cameras, sobbing like it's the end of a lifelong friendship. Fake, fake, fake. Meri's stoicism completely exposed Robyn's overly dramatic goodbye for what it was, shallow, performative nonsense. Watching Robyn choke on her tears while Meri calmly pointed out the lack of effort over the years was peak cringe. Secondhand embarrassment levels off the charts. Oh, and can we talk about the vibe shift when Robyn arrived? Everyone was laughing and enjoying themselves, but the second she walked up, the mood died. Completely, she didn't even try to join in, just dragged Meri away and sucked the energy out of the room. It's like everyone walks on eggshells around her. Then, after her little talk, she didn't even say goodbye to Kody. Just stomped off to her car like the whole thing was about her. Toxic much? The whole situation gave weird, uncomfortable vibes, and Robyn's ATV preview for the rest of the season? Yeah, that's going to be something. But seriously, props to Meri for keeping her cool and not giving Robyn anything. If only she'd gone one step further and refused to open the gift entirely, now that would have been iconic. Why on earth didn't Meri just hire movers? Seriously, why ask Kody for anything? He's the last person anyone should rely on. Robyn sucks too, so why even bother? And then she thanks him for helping, and he smugly replies, "Oh, you're more than welcome." Like he couldn't wait to haul her stuff out and be rid of her. It was less about helping and more about taking out the trash in his mind. And the audacity. What is he even crying about? We had something special. Excuse me? Didn't he go on record saying he never loved her? Save your fake tears, Kody. Better yet, save it for a therapist instead of dumping your feelings on Meri. She's not your emotional dumping ground, dude. This whole family is so dysfunctional, but at least we have Janelle's move to look forward to. She didn't even tell Kody she was moving. Iconic. And the icing on the cake? David driving the moving truck. Perfect. One of the best FS Meri moments, though, has to be from the Flagstaff move. Remember when she complained that none of the other wives helped her? And then Robyn, in a rare moment of honesty, basically told her, "Girl, no one is moving you into that giant house with 3 flights of stairs." Facts. But Meri didn't stop there. She even shamed Janelle for suggesting movers, because Janelle had hired movers for her own move. Meri's response? "No, I want family to do it." That's what family is for. Oh, Meri, maybe it's time to reevaluate what family means when it comes to this crew. Oh, come on, Meri. She really thinks Janelle was controlling the money. Let's review the facts here. Janelle was out there living in an $82,000 trailer that wasn't even winterized, literally freezing so badly that she had to move in with her son for the winter. Meanwhile, Robyn and Kody were cozied up in their mansion, surrounded by their tchotchkes and expensive art. The logic isn't logicking, and the math definitely isn't mathing. Was Meri just being willfully ignorant here? To be fair, Janelle has said repeatedly over the years that she handled the family finances, which might have given Meri the impression that Janelle was the one in charge of the money. But let's be real, Kody almost certainly kept the real control between himself and Robyn. Janelle was probably doing the grunt work, basic accounting, setting up autopay, filing taxes, and maybe coordinating with the accountant. You can just imagine Kody spinning it as Janelle handles all the money, while quietly making sure Robyn stayed in the loop on all the actual decisions. Now, about that trailer, it's worth pointing out that Janelle made the conscious decision to spend $82,000 on it. She could have used that money as a down payment on a house or her own land. Sure, her dream was to live on the Coyote Pass property and move things forward, but let's call it what it was, a gamble that didn't pay off. People even tried to talk her out of it, suggesting she buy an actual house instead. In hindsight, even Janelle probably realizes it wasn't her smartest move. To clarify, Meri didn't accuse Janelle of controlling the money, just managing the joint family finances. And honestly, with how separate their assets have been since Vegas, it's not like there's much of a collective pot to manage anymore. Outside of Coyote Pass, who knows how much Meri is even contributing these days? It's not unreasonable for her to be in the dark. If anyone came close to managing the family's chaotic finances, it was Janelle, at least alongside Kody. The real excitement? That sneak peek of what's coming up. Not only are we getting wedding dress shopping, please, for the love of all that is sacred, my Keltie, stop saying vagina. But we're also being treated to the essential cake tasting. And let's be honest, will Tummy's enthusiasm for sampling make an encore appearance? But seriously, can someone explain why we're being subjected to endless couch interviews, awkward moving montages, and musings about David, when Puddle Monkey is clearly hoarding gold? We're talking about footage of Saul chopping wood, Kody channeling his inner lumberjack, and, wait for it, Robyn flipping an ATV. I won't lie, I cackled when Robyn flipped that ATV. I'm not proud of it, but here we are. And let's address the elephant in the room. This endless parade of Christine's relationship origin story. Look, I get it. We needed some context, like how the kids reacted. But after being forced to air the wedding special early, they're milking it for all it's worth. Enough already. Speaking of the ATV wreck, I'll admit, I rewound that scene a few times. Does that make me a horrible person? Maybe. But it was worth it. I wish it was Robyn, but I'm pretty sure it was Aurora. Meanwhile, Saul's surprise outdoor cameo, with an axe, no less, was unexpected. Kody taking his frustrations out on yet another tree. Been there, done that. Repetitive much? Now, if they give us more of these moments, ATV chaos, amateur lumberjacking, and Saul's foray into the wilderness, maybe we'll survive the rest of the season. How dare that egotistical man-child continue to manipulate Meri like this? She's finally in a good place, and he has the audacity to show up with his crocodile tears, complaining, crying, and then dropping the bombshell that he actually likes her now. Oh really, Kody? Now you like her? Here's the thing. Meri's happy because she's not with you. She's thriving because she no longer has to tiptoe around your selfish, manipulative antics. She's finally able to be herself without walking on eggshells. And what does Kody do? Tries to drag her back into his emotional vortex. It's disgusting. These mind games need to stop. Let her go, Kody. Let her be happy for once. I just hope Meri doesn't fall for this nonsense again and recognizes it for what it is. Clear, blatant emotional abuse. This little performance of his is classic Kody behavior, a push-me-pull-me routine he's used for years to keep her dangling. She's come so far, but it takes time to fully unravel from that kind of manipulation. Fingers crossed that she's done this time. And Kody? His confessionals are a whole other level of cringe. He talks like the audience is too dumb to see through him, as if we still think he's some upstanding guy who's been wronged by these horrible women. Newsflash, Kody, we've got your number. That breaking down act? Completely fake and transparently manipulative. He wasn't crying because he was heartbroken. He just wanted to shake Meri up before he hit the road. Honestly, it was like watching a toddler throw a tantrum when you drop them off at daycare. All wailing and tears while you're leaving, and then they're happily playing with blocks before you're even out of the parking lot. Kody, grow up. It seems like Meri is finally starting to see Robyn for who she really is, not who Robyn claims to be. But what changed? Let's theorize. One possibility. During one of their rare, honest, off-camera conversations, Kody might have let something slip. Imagine this. Meri asks Kody why he took so long to admit their relationship was over. His response? Well, Robyn thought you should be the one to end it. That would have been a light bulb moment for Meri. Suddenly, all of Robyn's actions and inactions over the years would look different under that new lens. Another theory? The fact that Meri, like the rest of us, can rewatch her life on TV. If she's revisited old episodes, she's probably piecing together Robyn's manipulative patterns, her words versus her actions, and realizing the truth. That's bound to hit differently when you're no longer blinded by the loyalty or hope you once had. We also can't discount Jen's influence. Jen seems like a straight shooter and has likely been dropping hints or gently encouraging Meri to rethink her relationship with Robyn. Sometimes it takes an outside perspective to truly open your eyes. But really, how did Meri ever think Robyn was her friend in the first place? Robyn has been backstabbing her for years. Remember when she selfishly crushed Meri's dream of going back to college? That wasn't just a one-off. It was part of a pattern of undermining behavior disguised as concern. And Meri's comments in recent episodes are telling. She's outright said that despite her efforts to spend time with Robyn and her kids, Robyn rarely reciprocated or made plans. Robyn loves to talk about wanting to be close and how much she values family, but when it comes to actually putting in the work, she's nowhere to be found. Instead, she'd rather sit back, cry about how everyone else gave up, and play the victim for sympathy points. Robyn wants the image of being the perfect sister wife without doing any of the heavy lifting. Meanwhile, Meri is starting to realize that actions speak louder than words, and Robyn's actions have been screaming the truth all along. So what do you think? Are we getting closer to cracking the case, or do you have another theory? This is a real big deal after all. Kody's last manipulation of Meri had me fuming in this episode. Let's start with their awkward interaction during the move. Kody, you've made it painfully clear, time and time again, that you're not attracted to Meri. So why act awkward or make jokes as if there's still something between you? It's another cruel way to dangle hope in front of her, just to pull it away. And then, the piece de resistance. Kody's dramatic, teary-eyed monologue about this being the end of an era. Seriously, Kody, you checked out years ago. The era ended the moment Robyn entered your life, and everyone, including Meri, deserves the honesty you withheld all this time. Instead, you let her twist in the wind while you build a new life elsewhere. It wasn't just awkward, it was manipulative. Kody, it's long past time you owned up to your choices and stopped playing with people's emotions. In the sneak peek, we see David helping Janelle with her move, and it looks like he even drove the moving truck. I know Janelle's kids and Christine are around, but honestly, it's so refreshing to see David step up and lend a hand. He genuinely seems like a kind, good guy, which is a nice change of pace. I was a little worried when Christine moved so quickly into a new relationship, as that often doesn't end well. But after seeing how David has supported Janelle, I'm really hoping this works out for them. It's nice to see Christine finding someone who seems to genuinely care. Maybe this time, it'll be different. Kody's mixed messages are baffling. Watching him cry over Meri is strange, especially considering how much he's openly disrespected her in the past. He said he never loved her, that he shouldn't have married her, and that he just wanted her to go away. But I don't think he's grieving the loss of Meri herself. He's grieving the loss of the Kody Brown family. Kody doesn't see the family members as individuals with their own wants, needs, and opinions. Instead, he views them as part of a collective that revolves around him. He didn't want to nurture relationships or put in the effort. He just wanted to be worshipped, no matter what. That's why he can say things like he's glad he never told Meri he was done with their marriage years ago, because now they can at least be cordial. In his mind, Meri's feelings are irrelevant. This is the same guy who, during the rock-building exercise with Christine, could only focus on the family as a whole, not acknowledging the individual connections within it. It's why he could tell Christine he's never been attracted to her, neglect her and the kids, and then turn around and be angry when she had the audacity to leave. Kody doesn't care about the women or the children as individuals, except for Robyn. He cares only about maintaining the group dynamic that puts him at the center. He's not mourning relationships. He's just a narcissist who doesn't understand why anyone would choose themselves or someone else over his neglectful, angry behavior. And as for his attempts to rebuild camaraderie with Meri, that's all about calculation. He knows a massive legal battle is coming over the family assets, and he's trying to manipulate Meri into being an ally. He's hoping to use her to secure his interests in the upcoming division, but he's not doing it for the sake of the relationship. He's doing it out of desperation. Did they really think the OG3 would stay? I'm caught up on the current episodes, but I've been rewatching the season for the third time, and Robyn really got me thinking in this last episode. It's pretty widely agreed in the fandom that Robyn has been the problem from day one. She's always wanted to be the favorite wife, and there are countless examples of how she slowly worked her way into controlling the family. But what really gets me this season is how she keeps crying about the other wives leaving. Does she really think we're all that naive? Can she be manipulative and clueless at the same time? Everything she's done since joining the family has been to divide them and claim more space for herself. From the initial move to the wedding, the honeymoon, the tenders, Flagstaff, and then coronavirus, everything has led back to Robyn. There's no way she could have been making these moves without deliberately isolating the family. And yet, she's genuinely shocked that the other wives left. Of course they left, Robyn. You created a main family and excluded them. Now, Kody, I can see being stupid enough to think the OG wives would just sit there and take it. But Robyn, she's been divorced before. I don't buy for a second that she didn't know exactly what would happen when she started pushing the boundaries. So is she really that dumb? Is she playing up the tears for the cameras, secretly thrilled that the others are gone? Or is she just that good of an actress? What did Kody, Robyn, and Meri really expect from Christine? I often wonder what Kody, Robyn, and Meri thought Christine would do once Kody told her they wouldn't have an intimate marriage anymore. It blows my mind that all three of them knew exactly what Kody had said to her, but they expected Christine to stay. For what? To live a life of empty promises, hoping one day he'd change his mind. I can only assume Meri thought she'd have company on Misery Lane, but what did Robyn really expect? Was she hoping Christine would just give the thumbs up and stay in Flagstaff, isolated and lonely, while Kody gave all his attention to her? In this episode, Christine mentions that she never lived with a man full-time before, and that's why she chose polygamy. She thought living with one man all the time would be boring and didn't want that, even though her life in polygamy was filled with more drama than any monogamous couple I've ever seen. She also repeatedly told us in earlier seasons that she felt sorry for monogamists, claiming we don't get the benefits of their lifestyle. But honestly, I've yet to see a single benefit of this lifestyle because their family was far from a functional, happy one. Christine and Janelle would often say they liked their independence and didn't want Kody around all the time. And honestly, who could blame them? But still, Kody wasn't my husband, so I can't say much about that. What frustrates me most about Christine is that she talks out of both sides of her mouth. She tries so hard, with all the energy of a theater kid, to convince the audience of whatever she's selling. First, polygamy was wonderful, and the outside world was scary. Then it was, Kody is the best husband, father, and provider ever. And now it's David is the best man in the world, and monogamy is the only way to live. The flip-flopping is exhausting. I get what you're saying, and you're not wrong, but if I had to beg for scraps for 25 years from a man who didn't even like me, I'd probably be endorsing monogamy too. But here's the thing, it's okay for people to grow and change their minds. Just like an Amish person who thought their life in the community was great and later leaves to experience the outside world, Christine has had a change of heart. Her relationship with Kody diminished over time, and in the end, it became something entirely different, not even polygamy, but a one favorite wife situation. Now, she knows what she needs and what makes her happy. She has one partner to focus on versus the 10+ kids she had, and more time for a relationship. Let's not forget, she was also influenced by her religion and culture, which certainly shaped her views for a long time. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.